Welcome students. Today we are going to start with the Java implementation of Leaky Bucket. Already Leaky Bucket concept we have seen. Now we are going to see the how the Java implementation we are going to implement on the Leaky Bucket itself. Fine. So here you can see the first one, import java.io.star java.util.star. You already know about these things. Many times I have explained in my last program explanations. So now here I have taken the class Leaky Bucket. Okay. So if you have taken the class name as Leaky Bucket, save your program with the same name. Public static void main string arguments. Here, what all are the things we have to give the integer type or we want? The first one will be the number of queries, how many times you are going to add, the storage, the output packet size, the input packet size, the bucket size, and the size left. How we are utilizing that also we are going to see. So first of all, first we have to initial the packets in the bucket. I told you already that first whenever we will initial the bucket, we have to set it as 0. So here that is the storage. So storage of your bucket will be equals to 0. So I'm going to store the first case. I'm going to keep it as 0. So now the next one, the number of times the bucket content is checked. How many times you are going to check the bucket content? So that is also your choice. So here I have written the number of queries as 4. 4 times my bucket content has to be checked. Whatever you want, you can write. The next one will be the bucket size. Okay. How much of total number of packets the bucket can accommodate? That is known as your bucket size. So here I have given the bucket size as 10. Everything has been defined priorly. So the next one will be your input packet size. Whenever we are sending one packet, what will be the size of your packet? So for that, for the input size will be 4. Okay. So what will be the next one? What will be the exit bucket time? Because when the packets will enter inside the bucket, huge number of packets will enter because the front end will be open. But in the downside, you can see that wherever the flow will be in a regulated way. So that's the reason the output packet size I have made small, like a small number, so that my input and my output side, the flow has to go as a very regulated way. That's the reason I have given the output packet size as 1. So here, what is the first case? How I'm going to check it out? First, you have to take the I variable. You have to check that I has to be less than the number of queries. Okay, because whenever the storage packet has to come, the size, how much is as left out, the bucket size, that also we have to check. Without, if the bucket arrival packet will be greater than your bucket size, it has to be discard, right? So that we have to check, and I have given that the number of times, how many times we are going to check the packet. So here, if it is integer I equals to 0, I less than number of queries, then I plus plus. So here what it is going to do, the bucket size storage is going to store inside the size left. You remember last time we used to do the subtractions. So that is the part. So here we are going to store it here. If the input packet size is less than your size left, this is a comparison, then the storage side will be input packet size plus storage. Okay. Here we are going to add it and we are going to keep it. So you are going to print the statement buffer size, how much the out of bucket size is left out. Suppose if it is not working, then what will be my else part? Else part will be, if the bucket size is more or greater than that, then you can say that it is already full size. We don't have space to keep the packets inside. So we will have the packet loss. So packet loss, how we are going to calculate? The input packet size minus the size left. Okay, just add it with the packet loss, because every time it has to be changed. So in this way, we are going to calculate the bucket size and the packet size. Once that is done, then your bucket size will get changed. You have to, because it will be equal to your storage. Before that, the storage size initialized as your 0. So you can keep that one inside the storage. Now you have to give the print button and you have to write the out of bucket size is how much. then the output packet size, whatever you are going to get, that has to be inside your storage. Whatever the I have given you in that, it is very simple program. Only two conditions you are going to check. You have to check with the bucket size, you have to check how many times you want, and how many how many, if it is more than bucket size, then how, if you are going to discard, if it is less than how, what you are going to do. Only that many conditions are there. So here the buffer size is 4, so out of bucket size is 10. Okay, output, fine. So now if the buffer size is 7, it is also out of bucket size. If the buffer size is 10, out of bucket size is 10, so it is done, right? So the packet loss will be there, fine. So this is buffer size 10 and out of bucket size is 10. So this is a program. This is one type of your program. Now I will show you another variety of your program where you can write that also.